Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. So, guys, we made it. We have made it. It is yeah, it's New Year's Eve, everybody. It is officially New Year's Eve as of midnight right now. What's wrong with the light today? I don't know what's going on here. Maybe it's too dim. Let me check. Then again, I'm pretty dim. No, it seems to be that's it. All right. So, yeah, guys, happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Um man, it's been quite the year. I have to say. I mean, like so many things have happened, and continue to happen. That's even up to the last hours of New Year's, things just don't seem to change. Like so many things have been going on, not only in the toy industry, but also all over the place. My 2022 has been very interesting, and I have to say I have no regrets. But there have been a lot of things which I have equally screwed up as much as I have enjoyed. But one of the things that I continue to enjoy, as with everybody here, I imagine, is of course the number of action figures and toys and playsets that have been released this year. Like absolutely freaking crazy. Um, just a lot of dream figures that when we first started this year, I really had no idea that they would be coming out, like Dr. Mindbender, Serpentor, a whole host of different Master Universe figures that really were a huge surprise when they were announced and of course released finally. And I'm super happy that we've all been able to see all of these things come to fruition. Then there's the outliers, right? Like we've seen the 80s Commanders come out. We've seen, the Silverhawks come out from Ramen Toy, and so many different manufacturers who've been throwing their hat in the ring to try and make new and exciting action figures throughout the year. And that to me is just bonkers. It really is. Um, and then you know what? We have a lot of toy drama at the same time, like tons of things which went a little bit sideways this year. Whether it was like action figures which the pre-orders just got botched for whatever reason. It was the website's problem. It was not enough stock. It was so many different hiccups that it's hard to count really. This year has been full of ups and downs, highs and lows. But you know what? It's just one of those things where I have so many great memories of this year. I can't even begin to count exactly what that is. But 2023 is literally around the corner, and I do mean literally around the corner, hours away. Like I guess it would be, yeah, it would be like what is it? 11 hours away, something like that. No, I guess it's 24. Is it 24 hours? Yeah, I guess 23 hours away. Right, 23 hours away. We will be celebrating our the introduction of 2023. And man, I am super excited and kind of nervous at the same time. I have a lot of plans for 2023. The channel's going to go through a lot of changes. Um, nothing drastic though. I'm planning to do a lot of things um, with the channel, and I'm really excited about what the future brings for MJR Collector and Mega J Retro. And I wanted to share some of those plans with you guys today. Talk about talk about all the resolutions that I want to make, which I inevitably break like nine times out of ten. That just seems to be the thing about New Year's resolutions. You don't really end up keeping that many of them. But I do want to be better, and I do want to make this channel as great as it can be. And that really comes down to everybody here. You guys are the reason why this channel exists. And you guys here, being here at 1 a.m. in the morning, at least my time, it's incredible. I never thought, again, in a million years that anybody would even be listening to me. And here I have all you guys, to hang out with every single weekend. And God, that means the world to me. And of course, I want to thank everybody who's given just that little bit extra to the channel, because honestly, without their support, this new year would be very different for me. I think I really want to thank all of my channel member and Patreon supporters. Princess Cagley, Old IT Guy, Ryrick 33, Joseph Michaels, Gamerbud, Maniac Plastic Toy Shop, Jordan from Canada, Schwartz Matt, Snell's World, Skyfall, MF Toys Canada, Palpatine 1975, Esh Krishnan 37, Smoked Ham, Efren Rivera, Rufus Roger, Nolan and Nolan, John Joker, Sir Clifton, Terrence St. John, and Osterman's Toys. Guys, every single one of you guys here who's on this, and I'm pretty sure there will this group, this list will grow over time. But right now, you guys have meant, everything you guys have contributed this year has really helped out my channel. I can't say thank you enough for everything you guys have done for me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I think I'll start here. Honestly, I will start right here because the truth is, um, you know, um, the truth is that I'm very with the growth of this channel. Sorry, guys, just give me a second. With the growth of the channel, things changed a lot, and I was all over the place, and I was trying my best at the time to come up with unique ways to connect with everybody. And one of the things I realized is that, especially with everybody here who has contributed that little bit more, that little bit extra. I really wanted to try and do as much as I could, um, to connect with all my Patreon members and channel member supporters. I tried setting up things like what's it called, the Discord servers, and different ways. Like I tried to do like exclusive live streams. The problem is, all of us are in different time zones. A lot of us, I didn't realize that there were going to be so many people from the other side of the world who'd be watching my channel. I thought that that's just kind of crazy. And it's just one of those things where I want to give back to the community as much as I can. And this year especially, everything changed so quickly. You know, we hit two major milestones this year, which I knew it was possible, but I didn't think it would happen so quickly the way it did. You know, I think last year, like late last year or something like that, we hit 8,000 subscribers. Then we hit 9,000 subscribers this year, and then we hit 10,000 subscribers, and now we hit 11,000 subscribers here on the Mega J Retro channel. That just blew my mind. I didn't know what to do, and I was actually beside myself. And the only thing I could say was thank you. You know what I mean? Because I can't believe how many of you guys have come to support the channel. And that to me, in terms of 2022, I'm never going to forget. I'm never going to forget hitting that milestone. And again, it's all because of you guys. And the channel member supporters and Patreon members were a huge part of that. And I really want to give back to these guys. Everybody I just mentioned. But I realized Discord is not something that I can keep up with. It's just this it's I have so many social medias right now. It's getting ridiculous. I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have YouTube, I have WhatsApp, and now I've got Discord. So I'm thinking, and I sort of covered this on my Patreon's only live stream the other night, but it was early and not enough people had joined. So I want to just reiterate that again tonight, just before we get started, saying that what I want to do for my Patreon members, I really want to stay in communication with you guys, and I really want to jump in whenever possible and just like give my input as to what you guys are feeling and doing and thinking. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of guys who are really active on the Discord server, and it's disingenuous of me, right, to say that I have a Discord server. I'm not in there constantly. You know what I mean? And it's just I'm so busy during the day. At least I was. I was so busy during the day with work and with everything like that. Everything started to slow down in the second part of the year. But I realized that the Discord server is just something I'm not 100% connected to. You know what I mean? I'm going to try something different, and I'm going to invite all of my Patreon and channel members to. I'm going to invite all the Patreon members to actually join it, because again, the Patreon is where the Discord and all those additional perks are front facing. I'm gonna introduce something which I'm always on all the time and consistently communicating with, and I'm gonna introduce that and maybe drop off the Discord server, And the reason being is because I want to be connected with you guys, especially especially everybody here who's given that little extra, to the channel. Because I got to tell you, like we were able to get some new equipment. You know what I mean? Like we got this. We got the boom mic here, the pop filter. You know what I mean? We got a new camera, right? Stand and another webcam, which I still have to figure out. It's not working 100% the way I want to, but we were able to get all those things thanks to the Patreon members, and you know what? It really does mean the world to me. But what really counted for me at the end of the year this year was, again, between jobs, that little bit extra really helped out in terms of, like, getting gas and all these other things that I needed to get around. So, guys, once again, I just, again, not going to dwell on it too much, but these guys up on the screen right now, they really did step up and help me out a lot, and I really cannot say thank you enough for all of that. So I wanted to cover that early, that way we don't have to dwell on it too much. And like I said, I covered that in my Patreon and channel members only stream the other day, but not enough people were in the stream at the time where I was covering it. I realized that afterwards, that everyone would be able to understand and what I was trying to say. So I just wanted to iterate that right now, before we continue with this. But thank you guys for indulging me with that, because honestly, again, you guys really made this happen. Like, everyone here, and I cannot say thank you enough for that. But I did want to acknowledge the fact that, what, the Patreon and channel members, they are the ones who are giving a little bit extra, and I really really have to say thank you for that, guys. You guys are the best, honestly. Um, this year's been full of ups and downs, and I have to say, one of the biggest things that came across and really was the sticking point of the year was definitely the increasing costs and rising, prices for action figures. Um, Outside of all the other toys that are out there, obviously, as I've been mentioning a lot, uh, action figures are pretty much, they're kind of like, it's kind of like the gravy, you know what I mean, for toy companies. Because toy companies, if you really think about where their bread and butter is, it's going to be their biggest brands. It's going to be the Hot Wheels. It's going to be the Barbies. It's going to be, um, you know, for Hasbro, it's what's it called? Playing cards. You know what I mean? Surprisingly, right? And all their brands, right? Um, the action figure brands, right? That's just the cherry on top. And what's been happening over the last 6 months, right, that we've been noticing a lot, and actually it even started like a year ago, really, is the absolute increasing prices, like just consistently up and up and up and up and up. And we as collectors have had to kind of like take it. We keep getting punched in the gut, but because we love this hobby so much, it's just become a constant struggle, right? Like basically every single time something happens, every single time a price hike happens, we just have to like grin and bear it. But it's now coming down to the point. It's been a constant conversation for the longest time now, that a lot of people are starting to leave the hobby, and that's unfortunate. Or, and this is the other alternative, a lot of people have now decided, well, if I'm going to spend this kind of money, right? If I'm going to spend this kind of money in the new year, I might as well switch to hot toys, or I might as well switch to Japanese toys, or I might as well switch to a higher quality action figure, right? Than what is being offered by Mattel, by Hasbro, by NECA, right? A lot of people are saying, you know what? Screw the retail market now. I'm just going to go for the import market. I'm going to go for the high end action figures. But is that really a solution? I've often wondered that. And here's the reason why I'm curious about that. And I question that. I do question it. Um, my last video just earlier today. If you guys haven't seen it yet, my last video was an interesting one, and I have to tell you, um, I'm actually very how can I say this properly? I'm very very yeah, I'm curious as to how it's going to play out. And the reason I say that is because, um this is something which is never which is it is an issue on several levels, and and you know what, I'm going to touch on it a little bit more. But I just wanted to just get some insights into this on um, uh, about this particular topic. Not that I want to dwell in it, as I've said before, but it is something of interest to me, and I'm curious what you guys are might say about it. Because truthfully, this is something where I am kind of bothered by it. I'm not going to lie about that. I think it is an issue that we're going to start eventually getting more and more attention to, and it has to be done. Yeah, Mondo's QC issues have become something of very major concern right now. The reason they become a major concern, at least in our circles, is we're not talking about $25 or $30 action figures. We're not even talking about Japanese import prices, where it's $100 or more, right? We're talking about $250 action figures, right? $250 action figures, and we're getting QC issues like this. You know, Shira's nose being squashed, right, upon delivery, like that. That should just not happen. That's crazy, right? And it's funny because if you look at the way she's wrapped in the packaging, they took every single care to actually get her in there. So why the heck was her nose completely flattened like that? It's absolutely crazy. And then the worst offender for this, at least for this release, um, has been the fact that He-Man literally popped off of his pivot point. I'm not talking about like an Origins figure where he's meant to pop off, and you could switch his torso with another action figure. No, this thing literally was not glued down properly. And guys, if you can, please watch the video. I shout out a whole bunch of different people who have actually discovered this, and their channels and their videos. Please take a look at it. But this is not an isolated incident, though, and I wish it was. I wish it was. One continual company that's always had QC issues, but we sort of like swept it on the rug for the longest time, has been NECA. NECA's action figures have always been questionable, always. You know, if you just type in NECA QC, and it's amazing how many stories are out there, how many pictures are out there, how many people are pissed off about this. But then inevitably, it sort of like dies down because they're like, it's a NECA figure. What do you expect? And that seems to be the attitude that's actually happened. NECA has actually just continued to pump out these products, and said, here they are. You love them. They look great. They're amazing, right? And then people are like, this is so great, but they break. And it's just one of those things. And is that something that'll happen with Mondo? A couple of comments that came into this particular video this afternoon, they were literally like, is this going to be I'm paying for we're paying for $250 for this figure, and will it just become a case of, well, that's the way it is? You know what I mean? Like, this is something to be expected. Somebody in my comment section said, oh, it just popped off, put some glue on it, and bang, it's good to go. And I'm like, okay, yes, I see where you're coming from. It should be good to go. But should I have to do that? And that's really the question you have to ask. Should I have to put this back together? Because I bought it at $250. Right? Why the heck am I fixing my own action figure? And that was the question for the longest time with NECA, right? A lot of people were literally like, why should I bother putting my action figures back together? That just seems absolutely ludicrous. And people have to really think about that. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things where it's consistently a question that people should not stop asking. Why the heck am I paying for this if it doesn't meet the quality control standards? Um, and I have a couple of guests tonight on this New Year's Eve, to help me navigate this. Um, And we're not gonna stick to this topic, as a main topic. But you know what? I did want to discuss it because, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little late on this because this has actually been going on for about a month. But I noticed that not enough people were talking about it, so I just wanted to bring it up today. And I do have a couple of friends here tonight who, can help me navigate this, and I really wanted to bring them in tonight and get their take on what they're seeing because honestly, this is something that does absolutely need to be addressed. Guys, please welcome, of course, my good friends here on the channel, Collecting Classics, Ray. What's going on, Ray?
What's going on, everybody?
Good to see you, brother. How are you doing tonight?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Happy New Year's Eve to you, brother.
You too, man.
Yeah. Ray's here to help us celebrate the New Year's Eve, and of course, I want to bring in Kenzo's collections. Kenzo, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight?
How you doing, everybody? Happy New Year to you guys.
Yeah, brother. Your audio is a little low. Let me see if I can. Yeah, try it again.
Hold on a sec. There we go. I'll just jump it out there. I think I was having something that was getting a little problems. How about now?
All right, let me I can hear you. It's fine. Let me just check your mic settings. Okay, hold on for a second. Give me a second. All right, speak again.
Okay, how about now?
I'm increasing your volume. Try again.
Hello, test.
Hold on. One more time, Kenzo.
Testing.
All right, we're gonna try with this one. Go for it.
All right, testing.
All right, I think that's the best we're gonna get. All right, Kenzo Collections in the house, guys. So guys, first of all, happy New Year's Eve to both of you guys. How are you guys doing for do you guys have any plans for New Year's? Are you guys gonna go outside the joke would normally be here in the East Coast. Are you going to head down to New York? But obviously, is there like a ball drop in the West Coast? How does it work for you guys?
Well, over here, I'm in the middle. I'm right in the middle. I'm in Colorado, so mountain wise. So I'm not gonna. I don't really have any plans this year, man. It's been one of those where I'm just ready. I'm ready for 2023 to start, man. It's one of those where it's been a tough one. So I think I'm ready to clean the slate and start fresh, man. It's definitely time. So, but it'll be just a nice, relaxing evening, man. It's one of those. I've had enough partying times where I think I think I'll just be able to just enjoy it and just kind of. I'll leave the partying to the youngsters.
How about you, Ray? Any plans for New Year's Eve? Or you're gonna make it a quiet evening at home?
For us, it's going to be pretty quiet. Is there a lot of echoes?
Yeah, I'm not sure where that's coming from because it's not me because I muted my mic. Try talking. I'll mute the mic.
Kenzo, are you using that mic?
No, I took it off, man. I thought I tried it first and then I just took it off because I thought maybe that might have been the problem. So,
okay.
I could bounce out and come back in if I want me.
I think we're good.
We good?
It might be me.
And I don't have anything else on in the house. So, I mean, this is just the only thing. So I don't think anything's coming back on mine.
Check.
It's echoing in your section, Ray, but that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. What we can do is, as soon as you're finished, here, try this. Do you know how to hit mute on yours?
Yeah.
Okay. How about that? No, it's still echoing. I think it's because. Hold on. Let me just check something really quick. Anyway, we'll deal with it. It's not that big a deal. All right. So yeah, guys. So Ray, it's going to be a quiet evening for you, or like what are you up to?
Yeah, we're going to be celebrating our anniversary.
Oh, congratulations!
14 years, and we're just going to keep it close to home. I think it's going to be raining, so we're just going to be having a nice, quiet evening ourselves.
Got you. All right. So, and that's beautiful because obviously with 2023 finally coming around, how has your 2022 been, guys? Like, has this been a good year for you guys, or has this been kind of up and down? Like how has it been, Kenzo? What's yours been like?
Well, I've been personal life. I won't get too into detail. It's one of those things where I've had a lot of issues with the health, so my back's been given a lot of issues. So it's been tough that way. But I mean, I can't. I mean, I've got my 9-year-old that is the most amazing child in the world. So it's one of those things where that keeps me going. So it's been a good 2022 overall. Like I said, I'll take the bad with the good. So it's been all right. But I'm definitely ready for a better 23. That is for sure.
That's awesome. How about you, Ray? How's the 2022 treated you?
Ups and downs, baby. Ups and downs. It's been interesting, but you know what? We get through it. We adapt, we evolve, we push. We move forward, and you know what? The latter half of the year wasn't too bad. We started over with collecting classics, and the page has done really well. I've had a lot of people support. Jay, thank you for following the page and supporting. I saw that yesterday. That was awesome. And just trying to get through it. Looking forward to 23 and the toy releases that are coming out our way.
Awesome. If you guys give me a second, I'm just going to go ahead and say hi to everybody who's in the chat. We'll just do this really quickly. Thanks guys for being so patient. Andrew Davis is in the house. Jordan from Canada is in the house. Rhea Black, good to see you. Yojo OC, Helian Dread, good to see you, my friend. Joseph K, Nolan is in the house. Good to see you, Nolan. How you doing? That's right. Smash those emojis, brother. TF fan page, what's going on, Brian? Good to see you. Cowbunga Dude, good to see you, my friend. Jermaine Hunter. Shinovo is in the house. Hung Nguyen is in the house as well. Ronald Embry is in the house. Lone Star Galaxy. Frankie Rivera. Jabbar Robbins. James Morrow. CC James, good to see you. Cornflakes, baby. Anybody else? See a fan page? Just going well, my friend. Good to see you, man. Frankie Rivera. Obi-Wan is good in the house. Good to see you, Obi-Wan. Renegade Baker, what's going on, brother? How's it going? Jabbar Robbins again. Anybody else? MIS1. Aaron Hardy's in the house. And Danny Rayner, good to see you, brother. Action Figure Photography, what's going on? How's it going, Tom? Good to see you, brother. Happy New Year to you too, my friend. Addy Boy's in the house. VV is the chosen one. Good to see you, brother. Jordan from Canada. Night 1. Clarence Wong, what's going on, brother? As I watched the reviews for He-Man, it made me ultra careful to handle him. I heated it up with a hair dryer to work on all the joints, and thankfully it's been fine, but the waist peg pops off easily. Ooh, we're going to get to that. I just want to make sure that we talk to everybody here. Hank VP, good to see you. Clarence, I'm going to star this one about NECA. I really want to talk about that too. Night 1, good to see you. Yojo OC, Sci-Fi Toy and Fan, good to see you, my friend. Joseph K, good to see you. Wheels of Chaotic Doom, what's going on, brother? We have an echo. I figured it out. Juan Soto, good to see you, my friend. Many companies have gone under because of QC issues. Takara from Japan was sold to Tommy, and Palisades was another one. This is absolutely true. Haley and Dread is in the house. Mondos are more of a collectible rather than action figures. No one is buying them to play with them, either keeping them in box or displayed, them never touching them after again. Yes, that's true, but should we pay for something that falls apart when you get it? That's the question. Ashman55, good to see you, my friend. Cornflakes baby again. Philly D, what's going on, Phil D? Dave's Dimension. I'm almost there, I think. Anybody else? Juan Soto, happy New Year to you too, my friend. Jermaine Hunter, it's too bad about Dorkside Toys going out of business. Yes, and you know what? We could definitely. I'm going to star that because there are things to talk about that. That's another thing. Casualties of the 2022. There were a lot of those as well. Vicman DeSantos, what's going on, brother? Denny 6BVV Rodriguez, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Eli Hyder, Happy New Year's to you too, my friend. And Philly D, once again, thank you so much, guys, for being so patient. You guys are awesome. But let's get to this topic at hand, because that's why a lot of us are here. We are going to talk more about the New Year's a little bit later, but what I really want to talk about right now, and I think we'll let Kenzo take the show for a little bit, because he's got something to show us, and honestly, I think he's got some good points as well. Now, I will actually backtrack just a bit, because I did want to highlight what Helium Dread was saying. So Helium Dread did go on to say, Mondos are more of a collectible rather than action figures. No one is buying them to play with them either, keeping them in box or displaying and never touching them again afterwards. Honestly, I think many of us might have something to say about that. So, Kenzo, why don't you take it away, brother? What was your experience with these two figures? Kenzo, take it away.
I mean, and hey, we appreciate everybody's opinion. I understand that this is something where I think we've been programmed to kind of accept things for what they are, which they're never going to change and never get better unless we stop accepting it. It's one of those things where first off, and I am new to Mondo. And unfortunately, it's one of those things where I am new and now I'm closing my. I'm starting and I'm finishing within the same year. Very disappointed. I've been a collector for a long time, but like I said, I just branched off to Mondo to get the new action figures. I mean, the statues or whatever you would like to consider them. My my big issue is yes, they are for posing. They are for a shelf. They are one of those to where you do not want to give them to your kids to run around with. But it shouldn't take away from the quality. You shouldn't say, well, they understand that we're just going to pose it, so we're not going to put it together that well. We're not going to do so much on it. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm sorry, but for me personally, I'm a collector, but I'm also expecting something better if you're charging me over $200 to pick this piece up. And I know most of us have had this issue. I won't even mess with the body part of it, but starting out, and I don't know if we can if it even can zoom in or even get close enough to figure it, but I got the bumpy nose. I got the pushed in nose. I also, the tiara, as soon as I got the tiara, I went to put it on and that bad boy just split right in half. We actually had this piece here. This was
Oh
right
my
there.
God.
I literally just put it right on the front and popped right off.
That's not cool.
That's that was the first part. Skeletor, and I did actually on hers, I guess the arm was the correct way, unlike some people have been getting the arm backwards where she was bending the wrong way. Granted, I did get an email, and Mondo did send me that email saying, we apologize, we'll send you a new head. And I didn't even send them anything yet. I hadn't sent them when I heard to put some hair dryer on it and it would pop out. But think about that. You just spent $235 on something. Put some heat on it and it'll pop out. So you need to essentially fix something you just dropped $235 on. And of course, if you go this route, you're dropping $275 on something that doesn't stay together. I was one of the lucky ones to get this piece where there's no clicking. I mean, you push, and it just sits there. It does not connect. You almost have to set it on top. Now, really, is that where we're gonna go to where we're saying, well, we're gonna put it on a shelf? So I'll just lean it against. No, this is $275. Other QC. Granted, are we splitting hairs here with this? And like I said, I don't know if the lighting in here is gonna help because I actually did it to brighten up a little bit, but a lot of yellow kind of scratches all the way around the up on the shoulder. I have gashes in underneath here. Now, granted, small, sure. And I'm not sure if it's a weathered piece where you're supposed to have all of this red rubbed off all the way around. Every piece of red is rubbed off. Like, is that supposed to be sort of we already have a battle armor, so I'm not sure if that's supposed to be on this or not. Doesn't look like it in the pictures. Looks pretty nice and clean red to me. But like I say, when you get a $275 figure and you can't really connect it top to bottom without really forcing it down and hoping you don't break it, just disappointed, Jay. There's a lot of things that happened lately in the last few weeks that just disappointed. Things you think is something and it really isn't. Just sucks. So with that, I'll let you guys kind of talk on it.
Oh well, it's yeah, again, and I'm not I'm not I've gotten my Shira, and the thing about the Shira that got me is that you know what in this it okay, you know what, I've got a whole bunch of things to say, but Ray, what's your reaction to this? I think I'm gonna let you go first, and then I'm gonna talk about actually Ray. Did you buy these or did you pass on these?
I hard passed on them. Absolutely hard pass. Um, the price point for a 1/6 scale. I don't collect 1/6 scale. I predominantly do Funko, uh, 2000X. I do Origins line. I do the Masterverse line. I cherry pick the classics that I like. I stay away from 1/6 scale just because traditionally it's not my collection forte that I like to chase. And I kind of have an issue with Mondo's time release of some of these figures as they came in direct competition with our chase for Eternia and Keklar, as we saw with the Battle Cat release. So, with that being said, and seeing Kenzo's that we've talked about all day privately in video chat with me and Kenzo, um, I'm disappointed. I'm glad I didn't buy into the Mondo hype, and I'm really, really concerned at what the Battle Cat's going to look like. I'm really concerned about what Panther is going to look like, and these are the bigger of the figures. These are the more expensive of the line. I don't know, man. Across the board, I'm pretty disappointed, and I'm seeing a lot of my community, the majority of them who have run into these issues, they're equally disappointed. Um, it's one thing to push a product and be stoked that you got it. It came in the mail. It's great. Well, that's kind of what happens when you buy something online. It usually shows up, hopefully, but for it to show up to be this damaged and this broken and jacked up, I think it's a waste of money, and I don't really know how Mondo is going to rectify all these QC issues at once. What they're going to do, if they're going to start dropping their prices, how are they going to offer customer satisfaction after this? It's really something to watch because here you have a mainline product that has a lot of issues, and it's hitting the market in mass quantity, and the majority is messed up. So it's just one to watch. But I am glad I stayed away from it.
Yeah, so there's the thing, and I think that's where I'm gonna jump off on. Basically, these are my first Mondo products, just like Kenzo, right? This is the first time I jumped in on it because when I saw the promotional pictures, the solicitation photos, I was blown away, right? And that's the one thing about photographs. They can really do something for you. Tom in the chat, he can tell everybody about photographs and how they can just mystify anybody, right? Um, and I will say this. Look, looking at Shira and what she is in terms of if we were to treat these like statues, I think that's really the distinction we have to put here. If we were to treat these like statues, I think they would be excellent. To be perfect, I'm just going to put it out there. I think as statues, they probably would be excellent. If you put them in one singular pose and never, ever, ever touch them again, I think you got your money's worth. Here's the problem. They're not marketed as statues. They are marketed as action figures. They are marketed as 1/6 scale action figures. You don't see Hot Toys saying this is a statue. No, this is a 1/6 scale collectible action figure, and that's what you paid for. 200, and let's not get this twisted. $235, as high as $280 we're talking about, right? And in the case of Battlecat, we're looking at $560. You know what I mean? Like, this is nothing short of just premium. We're talking about premium pricing here, right? And I will say it this way, if it was just a few people who were noticing this, like a few button presses, a few smush noses, whatever, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. I think that people would have emailed Mondo. I think they would have gotten their figure. And the thing about mine is, I was lucky. I didn't get a squash nose, but what I got was two of the same hairstyles. I did not get the other hairstyle. I got the same of two hairstyles. I can't put the sword. I can't put the sword in her back. I can't do that. And that's the problem, right? So now I do have to, like, even though everybody's getting a new head, which is, and you know what? That's amazing on their part. Good on them. But the reality is, it's the least they could have done, right? If there was so many, if there's more than 20%, then normally that would be a recall. You see what I'm trying to say? Normally that would just be a recall, but they can't. They're not doing that because it seems like for most of them, the body is decent enough, and most people are okay with that. It's really the head and of course, it looks like some pieces. Again, it's the Friday line. It's the Friday Monday line, right? That's how that is. But Shira aside, Shira's one thing, okay, and you know what? She's gorgeous. She really is. And if they were statues, I think everyone would not even be talking about this. But I'm sorry, when that video came out with He-Man, and Kenzo's got one that pops off. But imagine if the whole torso just ripped off. Like,
it doesn't even stay together though.
That is just thing. Well, again, you should.
And the difference of between statue, labeling it as a statue versus an action figure, is an action figure can articulate. That's the difference. A statue doesn't move. A statue's kind of posed and there it is, right? Like Tweeterhead, right?
Yeah.
So when dealing with a 1/6 action figure, you can't be expected to buy something and just keep it in the box, because there's people that open stuff and put it for display. And they also advertise it in battle action and poses and riding the battle cat and all this stuff. And it's like, well, how are you supposed to have He-Man ride the battle cat when you can't even balance the torso on the waist? How he's going to sit on that angle if the waist is that disconnected? Is he just going to fall off when he's perched back too far? I mean, it really runs into questionable territory, and I just don't know what the hell the cats are going to. I'm terrified to think of the QC issues we're going to run into with these cats.
Kenzo, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree with them, man. It's hard to. I mean, you hit the point as far as the statue to articulation points. It's, when the first thing I noticed when I'm pushing, I said, oh, cool. And I went to move his arm back. And as soon as I moved his arm back, pop. I mean, it's just sitting on there. And I said, well, it's not even like I put together that Grayskull for the CGI line yesterday, and man, everything popped right in. It was nice. It snapped in, it's secure. With this thing, I'm not a little guy, and I could put a lot of pressure on that thing, and there is no popping in. It's just, it just kind of sits there. And then they say any kind of movement, boop, it's gone. So it's like I said, I didn't even complain to Mondo about the nose. I didn't even the She-Ra thing, and I thought, I've done enough customs, I've glued things enough together, and that was when I accepted things, because I said, well, I could fix that tiara. That's not a big deal. But then, of course, when you jump up to that second higher dollar piece and you get what we got, then I'm like, okay, that's enough. So I did email them. Of course, they're out of the office till the 3rd, so they won't be back in to answer mine until next week. But something's got to give here. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. And it seems like they're trying to figure a way to take care of us. And I really hope they're going to do this with this kind of, I don't know. It needs to be fixed.
Are you going to keep it? I think that's another question that has to happen. Are you going to keep it? Because I know it looks like you're done with Mondo right now, at least for the interim. But are you going to keep this set?
I'm still up in the air. Honestly, if this is made right and somehow they're able to get, I mean, sadly to say, I would like to have the He-Man that is intact. I don't want to have one that's going to fall apart. If they do right by the issue, then yes, whatever I've purchased, then great. But if it gets to that point where we're going to get a coupon or we're going to get something ridiculous that doesn't fix the problem, no, I don't see myself keeping these things. And like I said, I did get Battle Cat. He's on the way. I mean, I've got a, I got Battle Cat as well. I was wanting Panther. I mean, with Trapjaw and Orko and all these wonderful figures that we see coming out, it doesn't, that's all going to be probably a hard pass for me. So
I understand, and you know what? Again, one bad experience can ruin a company. I mean that happens a lot. Now, mind you, Mondo's been putting out action figures for a while now, and here's what I think might be one of the problems. I don't think they've done the volume that they've had from before. I don't think that was a thing. I think that this is the first time because they had the what are they called? They had the timed editions, right? So people had 2 days to do this. In the past, it's been whatever we have in stock, that's it, right? And I'm thinking that with this increase in volume, what's happened is, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I don't know anything from anything, but I think that their quality control got slipped because of the larger volume because they've never done however many pieces were actually sold just this time around, right? That's haha, that's again the coupon Mondo 10, right? Yeah, exactly. I good one, very good. But having said that, they really if that actually was the problem, they really need to step up their game now, right? Because now that they have the backing of Funko, right, which is absolutely massive, they're a huge company now, right? They and here's the problem with that too. Everybody knows it's the running joke of the industry. Funkos are not exactly the best, in terms of QC. They're just not, right? The paint apps are just like sloppy and everything like that. So there's the other problem is being folded into the Funko world. Are they bringing over their QC issues? What do you guys think about that? Like you're the Funko guy, Ray. What are your thoughts on that?
Having bought and sold hundreds of Funkos and having a collection that has a couple hundred Funkos left, predominantly all He-Man. I have yet to run into any QC issues with the actual Funko figures themselves. Even with the paint apps, they look pretty good, pretty consistent. I really like Funko as a whole. I'm a pro Funko kind of guy. So I think it's an interesting move for them. I do think it could help out Mondo take off some of that pressure, like you said, as far as taking some of that weight off of their hands. That could be problematic, but again, it's not like machines are putting these into the boxes. These are probably hand packaged by the thousands, and so there is somebody that's on the line saying, "Hey, boss, something's messed up right here," and somebody has to make that call because they have a backline of however many thousands of units, and they have to make that executive decision that says, "Just run it. All we can do is run it. It's got to get out in a timely manner. We'll eat it on the back end, but it gives them a black eye for the meantime." And I think Funko can come in and relieve some of that pressure and some of that workload and help the QC issues. Funko's pretty good at that, and they're pretty big. They're a pretty big engine to do so. So I think they could potentially be in a lot better hands now. But for right now and what we're looking at, it's falling short completely, and that's why I buy Mattel Hot Wheels.
The other side of the coin, and you know what? Sorry, Kenzo. What are your thoughts on that particular line?
no, I agree with Ray. I think it is one of those things where, especially because like I agree with Ray as well, because I think I took a bigger shot with it because I went from Eternia. I had the Mondos, I hit Eternia, I hit Battle Cat, and I was just like, holy cow, I've never spent that much money in my life on something like this with the hobby, and it was insane. And the Virgils, and it just got so crazy. And I just, like you said, it's fallen short. The timing was bad. It seemed like they took away from the final numbers that we could have had, because some people had to make a decision and said, well, I got to have Battle Cat. I can't, they made that choice. And it took away from something else on Mattel's end. So I just, and the worst part is when you look at it, the putting it together, but like these are phenomenal. Like this is such a well designed and well put together armor, and the magnet part of the battle armor is awesome. But now you can't even put the figure to stand on its own. So now like I said, the good and bad, I just the disappointment of how much money we're spending, and I don't know if Funko's even wants that problem, but I guess they don't have a choice now.
So, having those opinions, and they make perfect sense. The other thing we have to look at is why did these come out so early? They were set for the first quarter of 2023, right? Why did they come out so early? I mean, like no one was expecting She-Ra in November, and I don't think anybody was expecting He-Man in December. That just made no sense to me whatsoever. Were these rushed?
Yes.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think that these were actually rushed products?
Yes, absolutely. Because you know what? We've heard time and time again, and we see it across the board in the industry with the toys and developers and makers. Stuff is coming out way late. Stuff has missed the deadline. Stuff hasn't come out on time. So for Mondo to have beat the rush, beat the mark, and try to release something early, not only would push them ahead, but it would keep the customer base heads turning like, wow, not only did this get out early, but it surpassed expectations as far as the date we were expecting, and that can sway a customer base. Hey, I'm getting this stuff on time. Actually, I'm getting it on early, so that influences me to want to buy the next time. I feel like it was a smart move to try to put out the product in a timely manner to beat the expected date, but I do feel it was rushed, and because it was rushed, maybe that's why we're looking at some of these QC issues that we're seeing now versus coming out at the time that it was initially set to release. We may have been able to see this now, been able to fix it in-house, and by the time that release date came, we would never have this problem to begin with. So part of it feels rushed, and that's only my take. That's only my opinion on the matter. But yes, I do have to say I do feel it was rushed.
Kenzo, how about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is. It's one of those things where it's the whole ask for forgiveness rather than permission kind of thing. It's like, well, let's get it out early, and then if something comes out, we'll fix it, and then we'll still have our fan base. But it's so off-putting to have two of them in a row. Well, I mean, Leapfrog and Skeletor, but having two of them out of three come as they did, it's not worth it, man. Just take your time. Let it, the extra couple months, and we would have had a perfect figure. It's just, like I said, I'm not into splitting hairs. I'm not into nitpicking about certain things. I've seen it over and over where certain people complain about little things, and they're like, come on, man, it's not that bad. But when you get to that type of dollar amount, you shouldn't rush it. You shouldn't try to especially because we're already expecting to wait. Just go to where we're waiting on and give us something that we don't have to worry about it coming like that.
I feel like pulling out my blues guitar and just letting my guitar gently weep, man. This is terribly sad.
You might be smiling on the inside, Ray.
So you know what? I think though that we really have to look at this as a well. Let me ask you this, guys. Like, what tends to happen with these things, and this is something that happens all the time. What really tends to happen with this thing is obviously if you have a YouTube channel, obviously if you were a viewer, what have you. If you get the product, a lot of people are going to talk about it because you put it out there, right? But there are people like yourself, Kenzo, who are adept enough to actually put some glue on there and call it a day, right? It really does depend at the end of the day. The number, it's all about the numbers, right? If the recalls if the callbacks are about 10%, 15%, they're probably not going to do anything. They're probably just going to handle each account, each each case as it comes in. Once it hits 20%, 25%, then there's a cause for an alarm, right? So in the next couple months, I think we're going to see, particularly with He-Man, because they've already made the decision to change the heads for She-Ra. Like that's already gone out. We've seen the emails and everything like that. And good on them, good on them. But with He-Man, that's a big problem. If that torso is in fact a consistent problem across the board, this could potentially be a major blow to Mondo in terms of not only financially but also their reputation.
It's huge. It's huge. Absolutely, Jay, you nailed it. It's huge because they're promoting He-Man to sit on Battle Cat. God knows what kind of QC issues we're going to have with Battle Cat. But I can tell you this: by the looks of Kenzo's He-Man, I don't think he's going to sit on Battle Cat, let alone be able to be posed in any sort of position that's deemed, worthy, like Tweeterhead, the guy's coming at you. I don't see Kenzo going to be able to pose the He-Man. We looked at this thing all day. It can barely stand up. So if this is supposed to stay in package and stay all bubble wrapped to where you can't see it and you just have a box, then just sell me the box at that point, because this is not something that's going to work for posability or for anything that they advertised. And unfortunately, I'm thankful I passed the buck on Mondo and I didn't buy into this, but that's why I buy Hot Wheels.
You're gonna die. You're gonna die on that hill, I think. Yeah, so, I think because as far as I know, the reputation for Mondo has been spotless up until now. I think a few people have had some issues, but for the most part, I think that sculpt wise, honestly, I have to say this. Kenzo, what do you think? Sculpt wise, I think these things are incredible. Like,
yeah, absolutely. You know what? The look of them. Now, granted, other than the kind of almost worse than the bootleg Mexico bootlegs, this one here, the others are great. I think they could have done a lot better with this one, maybe done something different other than this kind of standard old school. Doesn't look like it fits at all.
I do have to say, I think that was more of a joke than anything else.
Right.
I mean, it's the same head that they've given with every single He-Man they've always released. And I think it's a running joke right now. But you're right. I think that by now, they should have at least given an effort to make a decent looking He-Man. And here's what I said about that head sculpt, though. I think it actually looks pretty damn good on Anti-Eternia He-Man. There's something about him on Anti-Eternia that's just works. It just works. But in this case, I think they just didn't give enough effort on that one. But going back to what you're saying, I do think that they are sculpt wise and detail wise. I think they are pretty damn good. But what does that mean going forward, Kenzo?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, when it all comes down to it, all we have is our character. All we have is our. I mean, with a company like that, I mean, even as individuals, all we have, I mean, it all comes down to just what kind of, are you going to make it right? Are you going to get on here and say, look, you know what? And sure, if it's a case-by-case basis, granted, they did that with She-Ra. And the sculpts are amazing. The Skeletor sculpt is, I mean, it's spot on with the Revelation. Like, when you look at the way that the Mattel made the Masterverse Revelation, the head was awful. The little tiny pea head was awful. But the head for this one, and then having the jaw articulate on all of them, and just the different designs on them, it's amazing. This one is an amazing piece, but I mean, it really does come down to the integrity of the company. As a company, as individuals, that's all we have is our integrity. And if they're going to come forward and admit they were wrong and make it right, then great. But if they're going to sit there and him-haw around it and not, like I said, this was really, for me, being a new Mondo customer, it really is going to come down to the integrity of the company. I mean, that, to me, that's going to be the biggest part, because that means a lot more to me than other things. So, I mean, that's kind of where I look at it.
But there's the thing, right? Why? And again, I think it really does come down to in this. I think it really is a case of they wanted to get something into the finish line before 2022. I don't know if they wanted to get their books in order or whatever. Like, I don't know if that actually had to do that. But why was it that Revelation Skeletor which we knew was teased all the way back since last year, right? Why is it he seems to be all put together and solid, whereas your He-Man and technically your She-Ra as well with all the other issues.
Small, yeah.
Why is it they came in? I'm gonna say not up to standard compared to Skeletor. Like what happened there, right?
I mean, yeah, it really doesn't make much sense. It really doesn't. I mean, especially because the Skeletor was, I believe, second in line or third in line. We actually ordered those, and Skeletor for me, I mean, it came within days of She-Ra, so it doesn't make any sense. If they're putting it out here, I don't know if it was a different QC area, if there was different, I don't know. Maybe there was a turnaround with the employees, maybe. Who knows? But there is nothing that really makes sense to me why Skeletor came out so good and then the others just didn't. And you're right. You know what? It is something where you're talking about being taken advantage of. It's one of those things where we have been programmed so much to hear online or in social media go, quit crying. Oh, it's just a toy. Quit crying and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? You could say that all you want about the $16 figures or the $20 figures, but when you're spending $170, $180, I'm sorry, it's not just a toy anymore. It's a high-end collectible that should be high-end.
This is going to be a debate for a little while, I think, and it really depends on how. I think it really will come down to the fact of how is Mondo going to pivot from this, because
out of package right now. I just opened it. No QC issues. Paint job looks great. The wheels
I'm
roll.
not buying any Hot Wheels, Ray.
That's why I buy Hot Wheels.
I'm not buying Hot Wheels, Ray.
Save yourself some money and buy some Hot Wheels.
I have to say though, the coolest part, this sword is pretty nice.
The sword's beautiful. Yeah,
nice.
The accessories are great. You know, that stuff is brilliant. It's top notch. But that head sculpt is really wonky. We looked at that all day and laughed. Yeah. And the paint apps were just, terribly heartbreaking. And then the fact that you fell victim to the infamous, waist connection issues, it's laughable. It's terrible. It's laughable at best. I really hope Mondo's not only sees this, but is taking stock and trying to figure out how they're going to pivot for 23 to make sure that let's stop. Let's actually take a second look at these Battle Cats and make sure we're putting out something good, because guess what? Consistency kills, whether it's on the good aspect or if it's on the bad. That needle can go either way, but if it's consistent, that's the ticket. And hopefully they don't run into consistency gains in this negativity that they've newly acquired. So I hope they get it together. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next.
Well, this is the first real test for Mondo. I think. Yeah. My personal opinion is this is the real first test for Mondo. Mm-hmm. I think that their previous releases, as Aaron actually says, other Mondo products are pretty solid. I hope these issues are growing pains and will never happen again. Mm-hmm. You can never say never. Okay, you can never say never. And we do have to consider that many of these are probably Friday and Monday builds. I mean, that is a thing. You know what I mean? It's not a joke. It does happen, right? These things are assembled in a factory in China. I mean, like that's just the way they are. And I do think we have to take into stock that this is probably the largest volume that they've ever had to deal with, compared to their other releases, which were normally just once they're gone, they're gone. And I think that actually falls in line with what happened to Skeletor here. I think Skeletor fell under that idea because from what I understand, he wasn't the timed release, but he didn't sell out right away. It was just one of those things, right? Like, I think they had a set number of them that they had to sell, but because, it was in between the whole idea of, getting closer to Christmas and people just didn't have the money, right? So they and it was during DesignerCon, which is again a weird thing, a weird space where all these things happen. Right. It was just that kind of thing is like, which one do you buy? Which one do you spend your money on? And people were just so enamored with the She-Ra and the He-Man. Right. And then the huge announcements of Battle Cat. And, I think, but you know what? We're not going to dwell too much on this last point. But truthfully, Kenzo, you have just dropped close to like becoming very close to $560 on a battle cat shipped. Um, what are your expectations? Like, what are you hoping for?
Well, with everything that's going on, I really expect it to come out maybe a little later than we expected it. I expect them to completely focus on the QC issues that they're having with these two, and I expect it to come out amazing. I mean, that's my expectation. Now, is it going to happen? Maybe. Maybe they will look at this and it'll be that learning tool, like they said. All the other ones before were nice, and then maybe they'll say, okay, now we see what we did. Now we know where to focus on. Let's fix it. Let's get it going. And that's it. I mean, I don't see it coming with these problems just based on the fact that if they do and they have another flop like this on a high dollar, a $500+ figure, I mean, they could kiss the company. I mean, I don't think that it would survive after that. I mean, it doesn't make sense that they would allow that to happen. The She-Ra and in between She-Ra and He-Man, it was a very small window for them to catch something or to see how much the issue was. But I think we have enough of a window now and enough of a gap to where once Battle Cat's ready, those QC issues will be focused and fixed. And guys, I really apologize. I let my kid stay up a little late because it's Christmas break, but I do need to get him to bed. So I will have to exit here. Thank you guys so much for having me on here. I will join you anytime if you need anything about these. Like I said, I'd be happy to come on and show if you guys have any other questions on it. Ray, thank you. You're the man. I appreciate everything you do, man. Happy New Year to you both. Thank you, Meg J, for having me on, and I love you guys.
All right, Kenzo. Just before you go, how can
Yes.
people find you on YouTube?
I'm going to be on the corner there. I'm Kenzo's Collections. I do, of course, you can see I'm a big sports fanatic as well. So I actually have a custom page where I do custom McFarlane sports figures on Kenzo's Customs, but it's both Kenzo's _ collections on Twitter or Instagram, and then Kenzo's _ customs on either platform as well. So check it out. It's some fun stuff.
Awesome. Have a great night, Kenzo. Happy New Year to you, my friend. We will see you in 2023.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Later.
All right. So, Ray, I think I agree with Kenzo. I think that they now have to get Battle Cat right. I don't think they're gonna screw up a Battle Cat. I don't think it's possible, because if they twice, right? Once bitten, twice shy, right? But if Battle Cat, again, it's all about the return rate, right? It's all about getting people the first batch. It's got to be perfect, because those are the ones that are going to get reviewed, right? Those are the ones that are going to be the one. And we're not talking about a $250 item here. We're talking about a $560 wood ship item, right? We're talking about something which potentially could the magnifying glass is already on them, right? And anything more could possibly be really bad news to them.
Well, think about it like this too. And this is the real kicker, and this is the real throat punch, if you will. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that passed on Eternia to make this jump. There are a lot of people that made a very hard decision during a time of ultra hype, the biggest playset release in history, right? Eternia, right? There are a group of people that made a decision to pass on Eternia and buy a Battle Cat instead. So their reviews and how their happiness is met, whether this product comes intact or not, is really going to reflect. And I think you're going to see a slew of people who may not have ever thrown themselves into the limelight on doing a review will be presented to do so if it falls short, and it would be resounding. I think emotions will run high. I think the reviews will come in, and if they don't get it right, damn. There's people that I missed out on Eternia to buy this cat that's broken or has paint issues or QC issues. Meanwhile, everybody's got their Eternia and they're all happy about it. it's going to be really one to compare, because you're right. It's not only uh, about another figure issue release with the quality control, but it's a $500+ articulated, action figure slash statue slash premium product, and they're pushing another one for Panther. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Battle Cat comes out on the timeline first. If they're going to try to sell the Panthers before Battle Cat comes out, because that's going to be a harder sale now that QC issues are now brought to light and Mondo is self-aware. So I'm pretty interested to see and keep my eyes out on this one, because it's pretty interesting to say the least. I'm not even gonna lie. This has caught my attention, and again, that's why I stay away from certain things, because I want to see what happens first. I'll deal with the secondary market if I really want it, but for big items like this, I want to see what the wave looks like when it comes out, and this I want to see if there's issues and how that company's going to react.
Yeah, this is a make or break moment. It might not be a make or break moment. I mean, Mondo,
It could really hurt.
it could. I mean, like for their action figure division, they are an apparel and record company first, right? At the end of the day, that's where they started, and that's where they're going. But in terms of their overall reputation, this could be the black eye, which might do them in. But we have to say that they've already announced an entire wave of X-Men figures. They've already announced a whole wave of Batman the Animated Series figures. They continue to push the envelope on multiple figures like Rick and Morty, and all these new age figures that they've been constantly releasing. And it's just one of those things where this one, being one of the most prolific properties to ever hit toy shelves, mass universe, right? They really need to get this one. They really need to get this one right.
I'm just checking out some of the chat here.
Yeah.
The comments are funny tonight. But yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to all the stuff coming out in 23. I'm looking forward to spanking this year and pushing it aside, being done with it. Jay, you and I have both been through the gamut, ups and downs, and I'm just still thankful to be here kicking. And you know what? We're gonna come at 23. We're gonna go hard, baby. I don't have as much support as you do, but I am extremely thankful for the community in which that has welcomed us. We started in August. The Instagram page is doing great. The YouTube page is I have 300 humble subscriptions. I'm very thankful for. And we're just going to be pushing ahead here. We got a lot of fun stuff coming in January with the Pasadena Comic-Con. We're looking to be going live from there. And yeah, man, I'm just really excited. Not to take away anything from the Mondo conversation, but it is nice to get back to what the New Year's is going to bring and the resolutions in which we hold. So big stuff coming from Collecting Classics. Stay tuned there. And Jay, I appreciate it. I'm going to get going too.
Yep.
I just want to say I appreciate you, bro. Everything you do, and I appreciate the chat and everybody that tunes in and supports. And you guys do big things for all of us. And I'm wishing you all the best. And hit me up on IG or on YouTube at Collecting Classics, collecting_classics. That's where you can find me and all the goods that I try to bring you guys. And like I said, again, just thank you guys, everybody that's watching this, everybody that's in the chat. Truly, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Great to see you, Ray. Thanks again. We'll see you in 2023. Happy New Year, brother.
You too, brother.
Guys, definitely check out Collecting Classics. He's amazing. So, guys, let's go ahead and take some comments that they've been coming fast and furious. Unfortunately, this is what happens when I have guests on often. Clarence Wong says NECA, the switch on the back of the metal head was so brittle it broke when he fell on his back from standing position. They need to use real toy grade plastic. You know what? That's always been a bit of a concern with NECA. Thank you, Clarence, for that. Jermaine Hunter, it's too bad about Dorkside Toys going out of business. The thing about that is, you know what? A lot of these pre-orders that have come in, and just like stock, in stock figures. Hasbro and even Mattel were just like, but mostly Hasbro, they pretty much flooded the market at the end of the year. And in a lot of ways, the overhead that many of these companies rely on was not enough to sustain them. And it was just one of those catch-22 situations. You do if you're dead if you don't, and you're dead if you did, right? It was if you didn't order enough, people were upset, and if you didn't, and if you ordered too much, it pretty much killed you on overhead. So yeah, it really is crazy that Dorkside did eventually go the way of the dodo on that. Thanks, Jermaine. VV is the chosen one. Bye bye, Walgreens. Marvel Legend exclusive. Target and Walmart exclusives are next. It's easy to say that, but Walgreens just does not have the buying power that Target or Walmart do. So I don't think that we're going to see the end of exclusives. Unfortunately, Vivi, it's one of these things where Walgreens is definitely a smaller entity, and they try to swim in the pond that Target and Walmart and Toys R Us and these bigger entities had, and unfortunately they kind of drowned. So and they weren't seeing the returns. I mean, there's not a Walgreens in every single state. I think that's really the biggest problem. There's not a Walgreens in every single state, and it was just a partnership that neither company was able to sustain. It's just one of those things. Whereas Target and Walmart, yeah, they're everywhere. So because of that, you can definitely see how exclusives work on that end. Thanks for that. Jermaine Hunter, what's up, MJ? What Haslam G.I. Joe vehicle do you want to see next? I'm hoping it would be Dragonfly, just like the rumor's saying. Probably going to end up being the Vamp. Either way, I'm cool with both. Honestly, I'm okay with a Dragonfly 2. I think it's going to be a little too much if they decide to try a $300 price point. They're going to have to drop it. I would only be willing to do $250 on that, maybe $200. I just don't see the value. I just don't. And I think that's the problem, right? If you put in Wild Bill as a single figure and don't include a secondary figure, I think you definitely have to get it within 200 to 250 price point. Another vehicle for HasLab, though, I'll be honest with you, I would really love to see them do something more daring, more risky. And what I mean by that, all right. So their first HasLab was a dream project, right? It was a dream project. It was a what's it called, the sail barge, right? Now, the way I look at it, and this is just me, they should try something very interesting. And the way I look at it, they should do something along the lines of a um, a thunder machine. You know what I mean? I think a thunder machine would be really well worth it. But you can't just have Cobra. You know what I mean? Dreadnoks. Vehicles. We need to balance that out with GI Joe vehicles. So I think that I mean, what's supposed to take on a his tank? A Mauler. You know what I mean? And that's crazy. I think a Mauler at $300 would be absolutely bonkers. I think it would be great. You know what I mean? Like I really do think, and I don't think it has to be the relative size of a Mauler. I think it could be just a little bit shorter in the wheelbase. A little bit more compact. To get in scale with the his tank. You know what I mean? Something that's not gigantic, right? And you know what? Do something different with it, right? Obviously, it comes with one driver. It comes, it's got that huge swivel head and everything like that. But I think that something like a Mauler would be really really cool. And everything else I can think of really should come to market. I don't think it should be a HasLab. You know what I mean? I think that HasLabs need to be reserved for like really dream projects. And the HasLab that I would really like to see, and again, to be very, very daring, would be make a Terradrome. Now, don't do it in the traditional sense of making a Terradrome. You have to understand where I'm coming from. What I think for a Terradrome, to be honest with you, is make a Terradrome, but make them in sections. So what I would do is I would make half a Terradrome, right? I would sell them like similar to the way they did the Navarro Cantina or the what's it called, uh the carbonized freezing chamber. They should do it. They should do one half of a Terradrome, right? Because again, you can display it against a wall or something like that, and it would look pretty cool as a half Terradrome, right? And then if you wanted to complete the Terradrome, you have to buy two of them, right? That is a pretty decent idea because I can see people buying into a half Terradrome just to get something, and then if people are really hardcore about it, they will buy a second one to complete their Terradrome. That would be freaking crazy. That'll be absolutely ridiculous, right? I think that that's something that they should consider, in my opinion, anyway. Aaron Hardy, maybe to avoid forcing expensive things and breaking them would be an easier resolution. Oh man, I hear what you're saying, Aaron, but this is the nature of just being a collector, right? MIS1. I hope we still get a Dragonfly with Wild Bill. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Right now, it's a rumor which is being squashed by Hasbro. But you know what? They've denied things in the past which have become true. So it's kind of funny the way Hasbro works. Jordan from Canada. OJ, I'd love to get your thoughts on the Barbie trailer. It looked fun and cool. I'll be honest with you. Movies are not my biggest thing, especially toy related movies. I sort of give them live action toy related movies. I sort of give them a pass because obviously they're part of my favorite properties. Barbie is just one of those things I'm not, it's not something I was ever really into. But I haven't seen the trailer, so I think I'll check it out. Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate that. Vivi is the chosen one. I'm pretty sure I asked you this question a week ago or so. But what are your New Year's resolutions for 2023? I said that earlier in the stream. I really want to get better at answering the comment section. I really do want to get better at that. I want to get way better at communicating with and staying in touch with all of my patrons, patron and channel member supporters here on YouTube. I think that they deserve my undivided attention. Like honestly, they help out the channel so much, and I want to be able to give back to that community and this community here as well. Like we're all a community, and obviously the channel members and the Patreon supporters, they give a little bit extra that really helps me out. But everybody here deserves as much attention as I can give everybody. So that's what I would like to do as my New Year's resolution. Renegade Biker. Mattel stock price is pretty low compared to Hasbro. Mattel stock is at $17.84 per share, while Hasbro is at $61 a share. When you think about it, that's still in the billions of dollars. But again, I don't look at share prices, and I'm not really worried about that aspect of it. What I really worry about is, what are they delivering to us as a product? And I think that that's both companies seem to be working their hardest. But the pricing difference is really what's staggering right now for me. Clarence, as I watched the reviews for He-Man, it made me ultra careful to handle him. I heated up with a hairdryer to work in all the joints, and thankfully it's been fine, but the waist peg drops off so easily. This is something which I'm not sure if the other He-Man were like this. I don't know if anybody can give us an insight into that, but at least your waist peg doesn't fall off completely like the other one that was in the video. That was just heartbreaking. Clarence, thank you for that insight, but I think you're right. For something as expensive as that, you have to be as careful as you can. However, I do have to say that if it's marketed as an action figure, it should be an action figure. I think that's really where a lot of people are getting a hang up on that. Night one. Hopefully, Anti-Attorney He-Man doesn't have any QEC issues. They're based on the same buck, so we're gonna have to see, and hopefully they'll actually take more care with it. We have once it comes in, I hope that that's actually the case. Thank you, Night One. Andrew Davis, I'm horrified. I got to check my She-Ra and Skeletor and He-Man and Anti-Attorney He-Man when they get here, brother. Check them right away. I'm gonna do an unboxing tonight. Sorry, not tonight. New Year's Day, I'm gonna be doing an unboxing for She-Ra. I think that's what I'm gonna do because I just gotta check her, make sure she's all right. So yes, definitely check them out. Make sure that you don't sleep on that. Jordan from Canada, congrats, Ray, on the anniversary. Ray just left, but yes, thank you so much. Healing Dread, Mondo's breaking are definitely a bad cause are bad because of the price. Not saying that it's bad regardless of whether it's an action figure or not. $200 plus. It's nothing that should be breaking. Exactly. Thank you, Healing Dread. That I totally agree with you there, 100%. Yojo C. Hordak punched She-Ra in the nose. It sure does look like that, doesn't it? Wheels of Chaotic Doom. Renegade Biker, I still have the cabinets. Okay, you guys are sorry. That's Mothman 46. Skeletor put He-Man in the camel clutch and broke his back and made him humble. There you go, brother. That's funny. Juan Soto, talking about QC issues. I just opened my Masterverse Roboto and I'm having problems with his right arm. Had to place the cannon on it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Is it popping off or like what's happening, Juan Soto? Juan Toys and Bricks. I feel bad for Kenzo's issues with his Mondo figures. Yes, I think we're feeling that for him for sure. Aaron Hardy. Other Mondos were pretty solid. I hope these issues are growing pains and will never happen again. That is the hope, my friend. Clarence, comparing 2019 exclusive Scareglow versus exclusive 2022 He-Man in terms of quality, Scareglow is a better quality. They look amazing, but it should not be a hit or miss on this magnitude inconsistency. That's absolutely true. Thank you, Clarence. Definitely give, you know what, Clarence, I suggest no matter what, give Mondo a call and ask them what's going on with that waist peg. Maybe they can actually fix it. I don't know. Wheels of Chaotic Doom. QC issues are becoming quite common with modern products across the board. That's sad. That is just overly sad. Clarence again. It's the Russian roulette with Mondo. As they're saying, Shira, I really want to add her to my collection, but I feel unsafe with this batch. This is the problem. You know, once bitten, twice shy. Aaron Hardy, Merman, Hordak, Faker, Man at Arms are all solid. It has to be a growing pain. Sadly, reputation doesn't grow on trees. If you lose it, it's gone for good. Very good point. You know, their previous products were spot on, and now with these larger orders, can they grow and make sure that all their products are satisfactory? There is the goal overall. Wheels of Chaotic Doom. I found McFarlane figures with broken wrists, arms, and or legs rattling around in the box at retail. I know that is scary too, but you know what? The price point is just staggering at this level. Big Jack, hey Jack, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Hey, Happy New Year, Jay. Happy New Year to you too, Jack. Hope to see you in the new year. Ashman 55. Every independent company this year had issues with products from the factories. S7 with their Thundercats, Super 7 with the Thundercats, Valo with their AFWW1, 4HM with missing troll heads. Wow. Yeah, I know. Again, they were a lot of the companies were prioritizing other companies for sure. Joseph K. The Four Horsemen have delayed their first wave of Cosmic Legions after the Chinese New Year to make sure that quality control is good. There's another point. You know, the Chinese New Year, maybe they were rushing everything to get those products in. Crazy, absolutely nuts. Ashman 55. Is that why Super 7 keeps delaying products due to factory issues? They keep saying that that's what it is. That's what they keep saying in all their updates. Big Jack. Speaking, Jay, I might need your help hooking me up with a Batwing 89 or a 95 model playset. Need ones for a model and at a cheap but decent price. I hear you, brother, but cheap and decent price, that might be a bit of a stretch, but I'll do what I can. Let me know which, like, send me a message, Jack, and tell me which one exactly you're looking for. I need to know exactly the manufacturer and everything like that. Thanks, Jack. Primate 786, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you, brother. Good morning, Jay. Hi, Ray and chat. Welcome to the last Crunchy Nut stream of 2022. Good vibes. Thank you so much, Primate 786. You are correct. This is actually the last stream of 2022. Thank you guys for being here tonight. It's been an absolute blast. Andrew Davis, I don't want to get crucified, but what's the difference between a 12-inch Mondo and a 12-inch Marvel Legends? Did we all just get scammed? There are no 12-inch Marvel Legends. They don't exist, Andrew. I think you might be thinking 6-inch Marvel Legends, because 12-inch Mondos are 6th scale, right? 1/6 scale. 1/12th scale 6-inch Marvel Legends are what everyone keeps buying. So that, I hope that answers your question, Andrew. That's actually the what is the major difference on that one. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. A lot of things happening, in the industry. But oh boy, we are in that weird little space right now where we're going from 2022 to 2023. And you know what? I think that a lot of people in the chat really did have a point, right? It might just be that they were rushing it because of Chinese New Year. That's pretty scary. That's just nuts. Big Jack Films, guys, if you haven't already, definitely check out Big Jack Films. Just put out the trailer for part 1 of the season finale. That's excellent, Jack. Guys, definitely check out Big Jack Films. Awesome YouTuber, and of course, big supporter of the channel. Thank you, Jack. Clarence, my hope is with the Funko that they introduce their global manufacturing materials to decrease the weight of the 1/6 figure. Hot toys are much lighter by comparison and make them more durable. That's a really good point. Ashman 55. Every independent company. Oh yeah, I already received that one. Out of sight. Has anyone heard anything about the other QC issues with Mondo and other figures like the animated Batman Joker? So far, these are the ones that have been circulated quite a bit because a lot of people were getting them pretty early. Again, November and December. We were expecting them in 2023, so I think that a lot of people wanted to get the jump on the reviews, and they just basically had those QC issues on camera, and it really shocked a lot of the people who had paid $230 plus for these things. Wheels of Canada do Mondo have better make it right. Reputation means everything, and word of mouth can buy a good word of mouth can buy a good reputation. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Peter Vita's in the house. What's going on, Peter? Long time no see. Shira and He-Man need more time in the oven. Sometimes I think that's exactly what it is. Juan Soto in China, where are they produced? Anyways, guys, have to leave. 3:09 a.m. Going to bed. Good night. Good night to you too, Juan Soto. Thanks for everything. Out of sight. I believe Skeletor was an SDCC exclusive. TFM page. Yeah, brother. Of course. Brian, are you connected to me on Instagram? Please send me a note on Instagram. That way I can send you the link and we can talk a little bit more about what's been going on for your New Year's. Brian, if you're still around, let me know. Send me a PM on Instagram, MegaJ Retro on Instagram. Are you here actually, Brian? I don't know if I thought I saw you the other day. Let me see if I can find your. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it. Where is it? TF fan page. Where are you? I have to do a search. Hold on. Oop. There it is. Looks like he. Nope. Yep, there it is. There you go, Brian. That Hot Wheels looks nice. It does, doesn't it? Richard Garcia's in the house. Happy New Year to you too, brother. All about Matchbox with Aaron. Juan Soto, Batfan 1, Richard Garcia. Happy New Year's. Kenzo's absolutely right. It's a high-end item. Yes, I believe so. Anybody else we haven't said hi to tonight? Night one. Origins may have to do the best figures at a cheaper price that they currently made to counter being easily damaged. I hear where you're coming from, brother, but that's exactly it. It's the cheaper price. Just okay. Whether you spend $20 or $400, the QC should be enough. $20 for a lot of people in some countries is almost a week's income, and sometimes it's a whole salary. I hear you, brother, but the reality is that for us who are paying for it, right? It really does mean the difference. That's a failing of the company to not make sure that that's actually the case. Primate 70 says, "Take care, Kenzo. Best wishes." Thank you so much, Primate. Yo, Ray, do you know that Eternia playset will not have any issues? Yeah, there's the issue though, right? Primate 70 says we just don't know, but we're gonna find out when it happens, and hopefully the companies will live up to their obligations. That's at the end of the day, that's all we can hope for. Aaron Hardy, I don't think there will be issues after this Battle Cat or Panther. Mondo sells out almost every single figure. I'm hoping so too. I really do. Natural Nate Marvel, what's going on, Natural Nate? Does he know for a fact that people got really passed up on Eternia from Mondo Battle Cat? No, I mean, like, that's just an assumption, but you got to look at it like, some people are more enamored by larger figures than they are with playsets. Playsets are not for everybody. That's just the truth. Clarence, 2033, just give me that Thunder Tank. Yeah, exactly. Crazy. Hal Jordan, isn't this the first time Mondo has really had QC issues? Everyone's acting like they're Hasbro. I think you're right, but the thing is that with such a highly expensive product, you're gonna be put under a magnifying glass, Hal. I think that's really the biggest issue. I think that's really where it's going to boil down to. Jordan, I'm an idiot. I thought the lamp was in there. His display is legit amazing. Collecting classics. Oh, okay, you guys are Healing Dread. Turned 36 just today. You're such a young guy. Grateful to be still here. Thankful for our origins I've been able to get so far in 2023 will be all origins for you. Absolutely, brother. TF fan page, of course. I already sent you the link, Brian. Check your Instagram. Let's see here. Ashman55. Walgreens stopped buying Legends because they're. Or did I send you the right link? Now that I think about it, Brian, hold on for a second. Just let me check if I sent you the right link or not. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I sent you the right link. Yeah, I did. Send it again, just in case. All right. Speak. The ask and speak of the devil. Here we go. All right. So guys, please welcome Brian to the stream. Brian, what's going on? TF fan page 101. What's going on, Brian? How are you? Happy New Year to me. Happy New Year's Eve to you, my friend. How are you doing? The stare, the true stare. What's going on, Brian? How are you?
Hello,
How are you
Happy
doing?
New Year and
Happy
all
New Year.
that. Well, almost New Year. Happy Old Year, I guess.
Happy New Year's Eve. We're almost there, brother. Are you gonna reach there before we do? I think.
No, you're gonna be ahead of me.
Yeah, we are gonna be a bit ahead, right?
You're gonna be in the future.
You're what is it, like midnight over there? What time is it? Right now?
It's almost midnight.
It's okay. It's quarter two. I got
Yeah.
you. All right. What are your plans for the year? Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna stay in? You're gonna head over to family? Like, how are you gonna count it down?
Oh, I'm probably just gonna stay home. New Year is just less and less woohoo, I guess, every year.
That's all right. You know what? There's nothing like playing with Transformers on New Year's Eve. It's gonna be great.
Oh, I'm doing that right now. I got
There you
I finally got my SS Ironhide.
Oh yeah, surprisingly enough, he came in. What did you get it from Amazon or did you get it from GameStop?
I got him as a gift.
Oh, nice. Who do we have to thank for that?
My mom.
Oh, of course, my mom gives me a lot of great things.
Yeah. I had to thank my dad for this.
Oh, Christmas Optimus Prime! Look at that.
Yeah, I love this thing.
Is that
It's actually a
Coca-Cola?
surprisingly good Optimus Prime mold.
Is that Coca-Cola on the side? What is that?
I wish it was Coca-Cola, but no,
Yeah.
it's a candy cane.
Oh, are those candy canes?
Yeah.
It's a candy cane trailer. I got you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then the gun's a candy cane as well.
Yeah, that's all snow. That's all snow related. Gotta
Yeah.
love it. Oh my gosh, how has 2022 been? And any wishes for 2023, Brian?
My wish for 2023 is for Transformers to be easier to get.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel for you guys, and you guys just lost. Well, not you guys specifically, but the Vancouver Island just lost that Toys R Us, that big one, right?
Yep.
Just
And
crazy.
that sucked.
Yeah, that was nuts. But there are other.
I went there for one last time, and I got what did I get? I got the Buzzworthy Pterosaur. I got the Red Cog, the Select Cyclonus, and the Breaker. That's a blue Trail Breaker. I had to get a Funko Pop that's Jeffrey, because if it's the last time I'm going to be able to go there,
Absolutely,
might as well get that.
Absolutely. Did they have fire sales or was it just regular prices there?
It was just regular price because I imagine they're going to ship everything to probably Nanaimo. So.
Oh, okay, I got you. Like it's that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it was still buy one get one 40% off. So,
have you done a best of 22 yet, or is that something you're going to do?
No, I usually like to wait till the new year specifically in case something comes in, but I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere tomorrow, so I think I can start that whenever,
All right. Well,
I feel like this is going to get on.
Absolutely. Any other nominees? Like what? Who's in the forerunning?
Black Zarek.
Ooh,
definitely,
yeah, definitely, 100%.
Trying to think of what else I got. I got a figure for free because someone couldn't snap the arm back in, and so they just was like, "Yeah, just take it. I don't want it." And I fixed it, and I really like the figure. So
I would take it. I'll do that all day long. That's crazy.
Yeah. I had to modify it a little bit to be able to snap the arm into place, but I mean, it works fine now. So I'm thinking that Holiday Prime is also a contender as well.
Yeah, isn't he just a straight repaint, or is there something special about him?
So the trailer is the Earthrise Prime. The gun's the Earthrise Prime, except it also has this connector adapter piece at the bottom here.
Okay.
This Optimus Prime, nothing is old. I thought it had something to do with Motormaster. That's also another contender because I just got that. Sorry about that. That was a joke.
Yeah, no, I got it.
But yeah, I thought it was gonna have something from Motormaster or something. No, this is a completely new mold.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Does he look like Prime or the things like I haven't actually seen him.
It looks very much like Prime. It looks closer to I think it's a a hero Optimus Prime from G2 that had the shooting missiles, the ones with the pump that you fire off.
Yeah.
So people are speculating that that's what they're going to turn it into, and I'm hoping they do.
I guess we'll see. Maybe he'll come out as a mainline release later. I mean, like they wouldn't waste the mold on just that, right?
Well, he was meant to be an Amazon exclusive. They were initially trying to make an Amazon truck. That's why he's the Volvo.
Oh, okay.
But then I guess they didn't go forward with it. They had the mold, so they made a holiday Optimus Prime.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that. That's I guess that makes total sense. Could have and then you could have made it into a Target truck. You could have made it into a Walmart truck. It could have been really anything. Whoever bought into it. Where was it? Anyway, was it exclusive?
It wasn't exclusive out here. It was in GameStop.
Gotcha. So it was possibly a GameStop or Walmart exclusive. Interesting. That's cool. Jordan from Canada. Question, Jay. Could you please honor me with one more Motu idea that doesn't already exist that you'd love? Cheers.
Someone with a sledgehammer for a head.
That's actually a good idea. Truthfully, for Master Universe, I'd have to. I'm into play sets and I'm into toy. I need a battle ram. Honestly, it's about time. They need to release a battle ram. I mean, the Sky Sled is nice, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with that. It barely sold. So that's the thing. But I think a battle ram will sell. If you put a battle ram with a decent enough figure, I think it'll sell. I think that's where that'll end up. Is that the one with the Jurassic Park?
Yep, I got that for Christmas as well.
Nice. That is
There's
excellent.
that.
It's a great set.
Lovely.
It's a great set. Yeah.
I almost didn't want to take it out of the box.
I know the diorama idea was really nice too, right?
Yeah.
Clarence, remember when HasLab tried to get Sesame Street Cookie Monster Project? That was so left field, but yeah, give us something a little bit more exciting. I don't know. Like you didn't back either of the Star Saber or Deathsaurus, Brian. What HasLab are you looking forward to for Transformers if they were to do another one?
I kind of feel like the next HasLab would have to be something that's, decently sized but obscure at the same time. So I'm thinking of something. They want to dive into the Unicron trilogy a little bit more. So I'm curious if it would have to be something towards that. So I don't know, maybe a Jetfire that would combine with Optimus, because you could definitely tell that the next commander is going to be the Optimus Prime from Armada.
I had a conversation with my brother Dex earlier today. Do you think a Studio Series Optimus is in the works? Because I mean, Ironhide turned out to be amazing, right? So what do you think about the possibility of a Studio Series, more cartoon accurate Optimus Prime?
I didn't think it would happen, but now I'm hearing that there's a rumor saying that we're going to get a Commander class Ultra Magnus.
Yes, I heard that
Studio Series.
I did, and that's gonna be awesome.
It could happen, but I feel like there's so much that already ties into SS and what's going on with Generations, because I mean, there's no Springer because there's already a Springer. If you look at the Dead Optimus Prime pack, the box seems to kind of hint towards the Studio Series line more than the regular line. So I don't know, it's hard to tell. I feel like they could, but it would just be modified from the Earthrise one.
Yeah, but I don't think that would fly for collectors. What we delved into is that the trailer was just too small. So maybe they'll go the route of Rodimus and actually make an appropriately sized trailer and up it to another commander class, right? And then you see a little, maybe Prime's just a little bit taller, and the trailer is just a little bit more traditional, right? And it makes sense because the trailer did show up in the movie for the last time, so there is that too. It actually still falls in line with the Studio Series mandate.
You could add a whole bunch of blast effects. You could have the blast effect of him shooting up.
Yeah, just the two canisters exploding, right? His gas canisters, and then he just shoots up into the air, right? Does the whole rotation thing in the sky and shoots every single seeker that he sees. Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see that 100%.
I would love to have a replacement front grill to where you can see the reflection of thrust.
Yeah, that would be sick. That would be awesome, right? And then of course you have thrust right there, and you just roll them over. That would be
Hmm.
awesome. Wheels of Chaotic Doom, Havoc. Give us a big arse Havoc. You know what? That could possibly be a studio, a HasLab project for GI Joe. I think that there's a huge possibility for that. Clarence, I'm still waiting for when I can pre-order Flipper Frank and Scalper Sam. Give us an update. You know what? I'll give you a wink because that is coming soon. Some big news is coming soon, Clarence. Thank you for bringing that up. Brian Durkin, Happy New Year, Jay. Thanks for a year of great content. Question: as a GI Joe fan, what Moth figure, and of course here we go, what Motu figure would be a great one to grab if I see them in the store? I think you're saying Motu. Are you? Is that what you're saying, Brian? I'm not sure exactly. Let me double check.
Yeah, I think it's Motu, but it probably
Yeah,
autocorrect.
it is. It is Motu. That's what he's saying right now. That's an interesting question. So to me, right now, if I was to choose a figure right off the shelf, I think you should definitely pick up Mantana if you can find him. Mantana is an incredible figure for the price point he's at. He's got a lot going for him. But if you're talking about Masterverse, I think you should go with Too Bad. Too Bad is just absolutely ridiculous. So either of those two figures, depending on if you're going for Origins or Masterverse, definitely pick up one of those two. But I do have to tell you, to be honest, beware right now of Mondo. The QC is just seems to be all over the place right now. So hopefully that will change. Natural Late Marvel next Mattel creations will be easy he straight out of Eternia. Um, I'm not sure about that, brother, but you never know. You just never
By
know.
the way, the Hot Wheels conversation, I love Hot Wheels.
He was on a trip tonight, and he was just going crazy, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong. Hot Wheels. Let me tell you, they could drop every other line that they ever made except for Barbie and Hot Wheels, and they would survive. Mattel
Yep.
would be just freaking fine. They
I
would
mean,
not.
there's a reason why Hot Wheels has been the same price for how many years?
It raised finally a little bit this year. It went from like $1.50 to $2, but I think that's it. They're not gonna risk going any further than that.
Nah.
But and that's that. Those are just your standard Hot Wheels. They've always had the play set. The gift sets at like $25. You know what I mean? So there are those special editions out there, but that's just for like really really hardcore collectors. I mean, I don't know, Brian. Are you do you do those chase ones?
Well, I sometimes I looked at a case in Toys R Us while I was there, and it had 10 cars that were very shiny and very collectors oriented, but it was $50 for the pack, and I thought, do I really need that?
Do any of us really need any of this stuff?
I
There is
know
there is the
I wouldn't want to open it because man, I spent $50 on this,
Absolutely. 1 to 10, but that's the problem, right? That's the question to too. 1 to 10. These Mondo issues remind me of the Nekamoto stanchions from back in the day. Not good. Yeah, I know. It's they have to figure this out really quickly. They really really do. VV McFarlane Toys keeps getting side eye on the head sculpts. Yeah, but I think that's a choice. I think that's an actual choice. It's not a mistake. Richard Garcia, I picked up both Shira and Hordak for $14 US in Target, but I haven't opened any of them. Dude, congratulations. They are great figures. Honestly, they are amazing. Big Jack Films, it's between 89 or 95 Batman, Batwing, a Kenner or diecast, as long as the quality is good. Also, did you see the leaks of the updated Batwing from the Flash movie? No, I did not. We're definitely going to have to check those out. Huge fan of 89 Batman. Is the Flash okay, Brian? Let's decode this. Here's the question: Is the Flash coming in 2023? What are your thoughts?
I kind of hope it is because I want to be able to see it.
I want to see it, regardless of, and this is what I said multiple, regardless of what the guys did. And honestly, because he's done some terrible things. I think that a lot of people are looking forward to this movie, especially because 89 Batman is in it. I think we just need to see it and then be done with it. I think that's what they're burying this particular DCU anyway. Might as well let the last movie come out. I think that's really something important.
Oh, it got revealed with a toy, I think. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh wow, natural Nate Marvel. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my friend. You didn't ask a question. Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you. Really appreciate that. Every little bit is really appreciated. Thank you so much, Nate. Let me know if you have a question, Nate. Like obviously we're here, and it's time to ask. Big Jack Films, thanks. We're covering Ready Player One. Can't say much except Cobra Commander, Harley Quinn, Green Goblin, and DeLorean Time Machine. That's saying a lot, Jack. I don't know why he didn't say that. That's not a lot. We got the actual car. Holy crap! Congratulations, Jack. Definitely got to watch that episode 100%. And hey, TF Fan Page 101 is here. That's amazing. Got to see that guy. Night Rod. Jay just started watching Hunter X Wonder this week and instantly recognized the wow voice clip that's also in your toy hunting videos. Well, that's where it came from, brother. That's actually where it came from. Jordan from Canada, Peter Vita, Happy New Year, wishes to you too. Big Jack Fells, the finale is also going to be a final screening appearance of Dr. Terawatt. Yes, good old Dr. Terawatt. Good to see him. Hopefully, is he changing his name again? Because that would be interesting. Aaron Hardy, sad that Ray didn't see that. LOL. Well, Ray had to go, and again, he's always going to be here in 2023. Natural Nate Marvel. I had no quality issues with Mondo animated Batman figures. There you go. Again, what's going on with Master Universe might not necessarily be across the board. We'll have to see. Will Vereen Ortiz, good to see you, Will. Hey Jay, Happy New Year. Question: if Hasbro does a HasLab for Power Rangers, what do you think will be? Holy crap, that is a damn good question. I don't know. Brian, are you a Power Rangers fan?
I'm not huge into Power Rangers, honestly.
Not even the Zords. The Zords are kind of fun.
No, the Zords look cool, but I don't keep track of them. I used to be into Power Rangers for a while, and I just kind of dropped it after a bit because the show. I mostly watched the show, and it just seemed a little repetitive after a while.
Yeah.
So.
My take on that, Will, is I don't know. I would have said 1/6 scale, but 3-0 did that already, right? So it's one of these things where I don't know. And the real problem, I think, is that they're doing the Zord Ascension project.
Oh,
and because they're doing the sorry, what's that, Brian?
It's New Year's Eve, is all I said.
Yes, it is. It's New Year's Eve.
We're not out here. It is now.
Yeah. It's just turned to New Year's Eve. Exactly. Happy New Year's Eve, Brian. The problem is that they just created the Zord Ascension project, and because of that, many of the things which could have become HasLabs are now actually becoming retail. So I really don't know. If I were to really do a crazy guess, I would have to say it would end up being like I think what I would be interested in seeing, if anything, would be one of the one of the giant vehicles that was never produced, or even a play set. You know what I mean? Like Rita's Castle, I think would kind of be neat. Although I don't think anybody would buy Rita's Castle. See, there's the problem. I really don't know. So honestly, why don't you give me a suggestion? What are some of the most iconic things that come out of Power Rangers? Let us know. It really looks good, Brian. Holy crap! It lines up so well. I think that's really the biggest thing. You know what I mean?
My favorite part is Jurassic Park.
That's hilarious. Oh, VV, what are you talking about? The HasLab Engine of Vengeance. Don't do that, brother. It's too soon.
Oh, no. We don't talk about that.
Too soon, my friend. Too soon. Happy New Year, Timmy. Good to see you. Timmy K. Poindexter Jr. Esquire. Wow. Awesome name as always. Good to see you, Timmy. Wheels of Chaos do. Most money spent on an item, the most critical consumers will be, and rightly so. Yes, this is true. Obviously, the more money it is, the more that it's under a magnifying glass. That's just the way it is. I mean, what do you think, Brian, about these QC issues that seem to be showing up on multiple Star Sabers? What are your thoughts about that?
I'm not surprised with how Hasbro's been dealing with some of their products. I kind of expected it, so yeah, no shock to anything.
You know what? I'm right there with you, Jack. I'd bring you in, but we're pretty much going to start winding down here. It is midnight now over at Brian's, and it's 3 a.m. over here. So, Jack, I have to have you on very very soon. Let's coordinate that though, Jack. Let's coordinate that. I don't see anything. I'm just gonna last couple. You know what, guys? We are gonna wind this down. I'm just gonna say hi to everybody we haven't said hi to, and then we're gonna take the last few comments. Um, Wheels of Chaotic Doom. 6 hours. It'll be 2023 here in Sydney, Australia. Happy New Year to you guys. Honestly, you guys will see it. You guys will see it first before we do. 100%. Aaron Hardy. I'm somehow in on the G1 reissues. Um, are you going to pick up the are you going to pick up the hot rod, Brian?
I want to pick up the hot rod. I want to pick up the Starscream. I don't have too many G1 originals or reissues in my collection, so I don't mind. If I see the hot rod, it's about deluxe price, so I don't think that would be too bad.
You know what? He's a lot of people say they like it, especially with the new I guess the sticker pack. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but people are saying they like it. Duab, hola Mega J, Tetro. Good to see you, my son. Good to see you, Duab. I want Mad Jigger Z. Mad Jigger Z is amazing, my friend. Happy New Year.
Actually, I don't think there's any stickers. I think they just painted as
did they paint?
a cartoon.
That's even better. Exotic Car Facts and official channel. Yes, we are off to the moon, my friend. 2023 is only 24 hours away for Brian, and I think it's like 21 hours away from me. Jordan from Canada, Aaron Hardy. Do you remember me is in the house? Hello, happy early New Year's. Good to see you. Do you remember me? Mothman 46, Scareglow or Anti-Attorney He-Man? Absolutely. Kevin Herbert, Jay, what is your best action figure of 2022? Oh yeah, I see it. You're right. There are no stickers. Wow. And he looks so tune accurate. I love it.
He's got that pink color to him.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yes, the movie accurate. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, the fuchsia color. Jay, what's your best action figure of 2022? Honestly, there are a bunch, and it's hard. Like putting me on the spot right now. It's tough because there are so many good candidates. There really are. Happy New Year to you, Nate. Sorry, Kevin. Nate, Happy New Year. Appreciate the reviews, live chats. Of course, Nate, good to see you, my friend. Thank you again for the $10 super chat. You're amazing. Andrew Davis, 12 in Marvel Legends discounted. Released a whole bunch of different new ones. Excellent, my friend. I'm glad you got them. Do you remember me? I love the Hot Wheels 80s Railroad set when they brought back as they made more of a real life city scene, as everything else is like a parking deck or race play set.
Yeah, I miss those city sets, especially the 2-lane ones. I played with those all the time.
I love the ones that had the car wash. You know what I mean? And
I had one of them.
Those were so good. They had the. I used to laugh because they had these little squishy things that looked like my mom's rollers. You know, that you put in her hair. It was just too funny, man. Like that.
I had the one that was in 3 levels in the center and had like a little spinning clear thing. And then you shot the car off to the side, and there was a loop that goes around it that would shoot the car down.
And it had the elevator on the side and all these. Yeah, it was just a fun little play set. It had the garage. You know what I mean? So much fun. Mark Riedel, good evening and God bless to all you too, Mark. Happy New Year to you. 3 Masterverse figs coming in the mail. Catcher, Froster, and Tila will be the first figs of the new year. Congratulations, brother. Of course, Jordan's saying hi to everybody, which is his thing, which is great. Thank you, Jordan. Richard Garcia, they need to roll out a new Sergeant Slaughter with his mini tank for the G.I. Joe line. You know what? There's actually a pretty good idea for the new year. Absolutely. Do you remember me? Transformers Jurassic Park T-Rex and Car Park, as I've been seeing it everywhere now. That is something new or old, hard to find, worth getting. 100%. Absolutely. And Brian's got it. Thanks. And was that a gift from Mom, or was that from somebody else?
Can't remember who gifted it to me. I got a lot of different gifts, so
it is. Jojo T, it's raining in OC through midnight on New Year's. LOL, peace, everybody. Well, you know what? Maybe it'll clear up just enough to put off some fireworks. Terrence St. John, hello, Jay. Hello, Terrence. Thank you again for being here tonight. Happy New Year to you too, my friend.
There was already fireworks today. Oh, yesterday.
They just can't help themselves. Richard Garcia, as for HasLab, now how about Super Deluxe Marvel X-Men Xavier School / X-Men Mansion? Dude, that would be insane. That would be a hell of a lot of money, though. That thing would be huge.
Or you can get a dollhouse.
Yeah, you could. Actually, you could. Terrence St. John, Happy New Year, of course, my friend, to you too and the fam, 100%. Thank you. Aaron Hardy, no stickers on that hot rod. Only thing in the box was 2 guns and instructions. Well, you know what? There you go. Aaron, remember it being bigger. You remember? That's what she said. Jordan from Canada, do you remember me? Terrence St. John, Happy New Year and well wishes. Renegade Biker, Jay, have you seen the State Farm commercial that had one of the guys in it where he smelled his beard? Can you do that? Even if I could, which I can, I'm not going to do it. Thank you so much, Renegade Biker. Have a happy New Year, my friend. Natural Nate Marvel, I blame my behavior for not liking Hot Wheels due to the getting smacked in with the Hot Wheels track.
Mhm.
That hurts, bro.
I had one of these big, huge launcher things. Like it'd probably be about that big, maybe.
Oh,
I know
God,
it's not really being viewed, but it was super powerful.
That's crazy. And you know what? They go so fast. You just do not want to be smacked in the head with those things. Terrence St. John, we need to do a Disco Modi and Disco Skeletor 2-pack. Yes, I totally agree. Do you remember me? What's the other streamer's name? Put that in the chat. It was Kenzo. Kenzo is who it is. I'll put all the links in the chat later tonight. And look who it is. It's Ken. Toy Connection.
Ken!
Wow. Long stream tonight. Actually, it's not. It's about it's 2:00. It's about to end. I'd invite you on, Ken, and I know you would, but we are winding down, and I think your comment is going to be the last of the night. Happy New Year, Ken. We will see you in
Happy New Year.
2023. Jordan from Canada, Toy Connections, Happy New Year and best wishes. Toy Connections, Happy New Year, Jordan. Natural Night Marvel went out to Cape and Cowl collection tonight and found in Fountain Valley. What's up, Sterling? Yes, what's going on, my friends? All right, so guys, definitely please check out TF Panpage 101 on YouTube. He is a great channel, especially if you're into Transformers. Brian, any wishes for 2022 going into 2023?
For it to not suck.
That's impossible. Hopefully, parts of 2023 will not suck. Brian,
Yeah.
Any what's it called? Sneak peeks for the figure of the year, really quickly, just some picks.
Probably Black Zarek, SS86 Sludge, SS86 Ironhide,
Sludge.
maybe the Holiday Prime. Who knows? I haven't even decided yet, so anything's up in the air. Maybe there's 10 figures that are better than Black Zarek. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, you'll have to subscribe to TF Fanpage 101 to find out. So, guys, definitely
Do it.
definitely check out Brian's page over TF Fanpage 101, guys. Thank you so much. Last comments before we log off. 2 o'clock. Do you remember me? 2:00 is 3:10 a.m. here. Well, you know what? That's a good time, my friend. Renegade Biker Terrence, you have to do a stop motion animation with Disco Modi and Skeletor. Yes, you have to do that. Toy Connections, classified Serpentor. Yes, he is an amazing figure, bar none. But is he figure of the year? J Diorama, Jerry Diorama, Happy New Year, MGR, and all support. Thank you, my friend. And Jordan from Canada, good journey and geek proud. Thank you so much, Jordan. Guys, thank you for being here tonight. Happy New Year to everybody in the next few hours. I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. Brian, last wish before we log off?
My cat to stay cute.
And she will stay cute. Unfortunately, she will get bigger. That's the other thing that will happen.
I'm actually curious how big she'll get. So
that is a very, very interesting thing. Hopefully you won't find out too soon. Good night, Rhea. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you too, guys. I want to wish each and every one of you a very, very happy and safe New Year, guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Everybody out there. Thank you so much for the support this year. You guys have been absolutely amazing. For all my Patreon supporters, thank you so much. You guys are the best. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Happy New Year, everybody. Geek proud.